We got Drake won for, was it Record of the Year?
I
God's
think it was
Plan? Was it
God's Plan.
Yeah, or Single
Well,
of the Year?
it was Satan's Plan too,
rap
but they cut him
song
off.
I think he won for best rap song. I think.
They cut him off when he was doing his speech.
Why? He didn't know.
How far?
He
How
said
far
a great speech, you guys.
Yeah,
I didn't get to listen to all, but the main thing that I like that I heard, he said, if you have people even in your hometown alone
Coming out in the rain,
singing your songs,
Yeah.
you've already won.
But
You're
True that.
winning
That's real.
already.
True
You
that.
don't need this.
but he added to that. He
And
said if you got people
okay.
coming out spending their money,
Yes,
and
they're
coming out in the
hard-earned
rain and
money.
snow to come see
Yes.
you,
That's real.
Yes,
you've already won.
already
You don't
won.
have to worry about winning the Grammy. So
Yeah.
that was part of his whole speech.
Yes.
That's
and he was
real.
still talking, and then Satan's Plan came in and cut him off.
That's
when he
what
was doing
happened,
God's
because it was
plan.
very inspirational, Drake. I
Yeah.
think that you really inspired a lot of
Right.
artists just to keep going.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
a lot of us are not going to see the Grammys.
Right.
Just keeping it 100.
Right.
But
A lot
that
of
doesn't
us
mean
aren't,
stop.
and a
That
lot
doesn't mean
of us-
people don't want to
it-
hear your music.
It doesn't, and like he said, and to sum it up, that doesn't validate your accomplishments.
Nope.
You being at the Grammys, you know,
Right.
because I know a lot of outstanding people that'll never be nominated for a
Absolutely.
Grammy just
Yeah.
based on what they do and the circle of recognition.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Dave Chappelle, who won a Grammy as well. The
Yo,
homie.
shout out Dave Chappelle,
Wow,
no
he
doubt,
did?
man.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
funny
that's
brother,
dope.
man. I
Yeah,
can't
man.
wait to meet Dave Chappelle. I'm a
You
bag
didn't
on him
meet
as soon
Dave
as I
Chappelle?
see
Oh,
him.
man.
I'm gonna say
He's
something
cool.
real fucked up to him,
Dave
and then I'm
Chappelle
gonna
is
see if
hella
he.
cool. Hella
Hella
cool.
funny too, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very, very funny, hella cool. Got
That's cool.
opportunity to meet Dave Chappelle.
He seemed like he mellowed a
He
little bit
is.
now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's mellow on the level we are on every day.
Yeah.
Very mellow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I
That's
believe.
great.
He seemed like
I
he was
love
mellow
it.
on that level.
I
But
love
yeah,
it.
he's
I
cool.
didn't watch the entire Grammys, but I did. I was wondering if, and I should have maybe Googled it, if Lil Duval won. I expected Lil Duval, living your best life to win in some category. I mean, that song
No,
is everywhere.
let me tell
though.
you something about the Grammys. It take work.
Okay.
You're not just gonna, it's not, it's
Right.
just, that's why some artists didn't bother or don't come at all.
So it's not like the Oscars.
Because they
the
put in
Oscars
the
is
work
just-
and they
don't
felt
take
like,
that much work
I
sometimes.
should have been nominated or something
Right.
like years ago.
Right.
So at
Hey.
the end of the day, you're not just gonna go viral with a song and be at the Grammys. That's not how that works. Now,
So the BET Awards, but not the Grammy. I mean, nothing wrong with the BET Awards. I'm
Don't do
saying,
that.
but-
Ain't nothing wrong
no,
with the BET.
That's what I'm saying. Because that song, everywhere you go, that song is being played, which is
True.
dope.
True.
And to see a comedian, make that type of movement, it's great for being another comedian. Like, yeah, you crossed over into whole nother genre of art.
Right.
And
right.
won
Yeah.
with it. He won with that song.
no, he
Yeah,
did.
he did. He did.
Did he
It
do?
was the right timing and
Yeah.
everything for
Oh,
it.
man.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It
You
was
know.
needed.
And he
It was
had-
really needed because it was like a positive song. Like
Right.
you
Living your
can't be
best life.
mad listening
All
to
the
that.
time.
Like
And next
if you're
time you-
mad, just go home.
I've seen old
True.
people.
True.
That song
True,
come on.
right.
I've seen old people party to that song. Like straight
Yeah.
up, put the
It's
throw the
feel-good
wheelchair,
music.
like they throw the walker down and start living their best life.
Man, it's
That- yeah,
feel
that's-
good music.
Yeah, that's
definitely did
that's a
that.
He
rebirth.
did. I mean, just the hook alone is just like, come on
They
Got
now.
the
They-
world smiling
Exactly.
again.
They could have had him
For
sing
real.
it though. They could have at least come on
and it's not
and
corny,
perform it.
corn.
Right, it's not cornball.
Yeah. So I
I
think
would have
it's
liked to
great.
have seen him perform it. You know what I mean?
Me too. Cause I don't even like this to be
The whole
funny.
crowd would have went nuts.
When he do shaking with the
Yeah,
shoulders,
yeah, I'm not with the
dying.
shoulder shit, but
Hey,
I'm with the
it's
shoulder.
funny to me.
Shit, you damn near can't see nothing but his smile
Right.
when he out
I-
there.
yeah,
That
every-
motherfucker.
no,
Look
it's
like
funny.
Kirk
that-
Franklin in that motherfucker.
With the shoulders.
Living my best life.
Yeah. All you see is a mouth and a little
Right.
body.
Oh my God.
You know what it looks like? It remind me of remember the Martin show when they did the cartoon Martin when he was come on Martin and the way he was moving.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Martin.
I can't.
I'm
And you
trying
know-
to be you, man.
Oh fuck you, man.
Which one
No
of you
doubt.
beats Gina?
Well, yeah, shit. And
That's
got
my
jokes.
favorite shit. Which one of you beat Gina?
Oh my God.
and we don't want to act like that we don't honor everybody who made that accomplishment and won a Grammy or was even nominated, because that is a big step, and everybody, say what you will, you'd love to be in that position where you was honored on that scale.
Yeah,
Right.
in
So
acknowledgement of your talents.
Yeah,
I think
so
is-
we're not trying to belittle it by saying
Right.
you don't need that or whatever.
Right.
But just saying without that, even without that in your direct
Absolutely.
line of sight, you still strive as hard as you can and put in your best work
Right.
to become who you are as an individual with just the appreciation of the recognition that you get as you grow. Because don't nobody have to give a damn about you, whether you tell jokes, whether you make music, no matter write books, whatever you do.
And at the end of the day, it's what the people say.
That's it. That's it.
public opinion.
So a lot of people
It's a lot of that.
self-titled themselves. That's why I like KRS when he say he's a teacher,
Right.
and others are kings. You
Right.
can call yourself whatever you want to, but if you really ain't feeding the people something that they can grow on or be happy about, something like that, that's what really gets you recognized when you make a change. In people, or you bring something to light that brings happiness to people. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's what you
Well
get
said.
recognized for. It's like a humanitarian acknowledgement.
Well said.
Right.
For
Thank you.
real.
Thank
Okay, well, since we're saying things right now, I want to know. I want you guys' opinion on this Gucci Prada,
Oh man.
the blackface, the what's going on? Like, how do you guys feel about that? Oh,
What-
no, he done took out the belt. Oh, snap.
Yeah,
Damn it, look at you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like Gucci
man.
belt.
He threw that Gucci belt on.
They burning it up.
He
What
threw
you
that
think,
Gucci
Sal? What
belt
you
up
think?
there on
I
the-
guess I'll be sagging after.
Me personally, I don't care. I've never cared about Gucci.
I did. I
Well,
ain't gonna lie.
I'm as far as like the,
No, I get it, but I mean it's wrong, of course. Shouldn't have done it, but I mean that's the consequences.
You don't care about Gucci, but you got a closet full of Dickies.
Because that's come on.
Now,
They're not trying to
that's
let it
where
go.
I come in at.
They're not trying to let the past go. They're trying to keep putting it in our face.
They
Yeah,
are. They
yeah.
are. Good observation.
Yeah. Sneak of like, hey, let's put it on a sweater. People gonna love it.
Yeah.
Sneakively. We
Yeah.
learned a new word on Third Degree Radio today.
We're gonna make up some
Sneakively.
shit in this bitch.
I'm like,
But
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Not
I'm glad you-
sneakily, sneakively. Now, that means
Sneakively.
being a little more than sneaky.
Yeah. see?
But sir, your Gucci's was spelled with CHID anyway.
You're stupid.
Not the Compton Fashion
like
Center
Gucci.
You
Not Gucci.
guy over there laughing like a
my
motherfucker.
God.
About 4 or 5 seasons, it's
but
Gucci.
like Guy said, my closet overflows with Dickies and Levi's. And, when I want to get fly, people know, Trady, I'm going to come in and, I'm going to be a bright light in the situation whenever I choose to. But I've never relied on the actual name brand
Right.
to dictate my fashion. I've had
Touch.
Gucci, I don't think I've ever had Prada. But, I had a lot of different fashion names, but I would blend them with other things that I would
Right.
get. I have
Now-
a fly shirt and, some gators
Now
on
I'm
and
guilty.
a brim or something. And
I'm guilty because I'm OCD, so I'm kind of I like anything with a G or a T in it. I was fucking with. So I didn't do Louis. I did Gucci. I did Tom Ford because of the T. When I was coming up, I did nothing but Guess because it was a G. It was all the
you did
G's.
Sergio Tacchini. You did the T, the ST
I
together.
didn't do the ST. I did the
He
T.
said you just a Sergio Tacchini. What the fuck?
But yeah, so now Gucci, I'm a little disappointed in that whole direction, man. I mean, I think they're reaching. I mean, it's like this thing that gets me, like companies like H&M and companies like Gucci, and you don't have somebody on the board who is of color telling you that this ain't right. I mean,
But
or
see-
if you're on the board, who is it? Ben Carson on your
I
fucking
think
board?
they just think
In
it's a good
defense-
idea. That's a
in
great
de-
idea.
No.
Long
But
as
in
my name
defense
is
of-
on it.
But see, in defense of H&M, it was a cultural difference that we didn't
You
understand.
don't have anybody on the board.
No.
I'm
Listen to
telling
what
you.
I
I hear what you're
understand.
saying.
Because
But-
over there,
Over there.
where they're from,
But you have a US
they
team,
call
too.
their kids that I've actually.
Yes.
And it's not a race thing. It's a.
They're
their
talking about the
children.
But you have
monkey.
Right.
They
Yeah.
call
The
their
coolest junkie
children
and the monkey.
that. Like
H&M
yeah.
last year, H&M did an ad with a little black child, and on the shirt it had the coolest monkey in the jungle.
Yeah.
But you have H&M is an overseas company, but they also have a U.S. office.
They do.
So they should
I
have
agree with
somebody
you on that.
because a lot of things change meaning in different cultures.
Yeah, they
and
do.
you got to be
They do.
aware of
You
that.
do.
So
Yeah.
so
You do.
so to me, I don't give them that excuse.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't think I agree with what you're saying, Guy, but at the same time, they might not have went that deep into the research of it
That means
because
they don't
where
care
they're from.
then.
No, because where they're from, actually, it's accepted
Yeah,
and it's like,
that's-
okay,
that's
boom,
the- yeah.
you know,
You
and
miss-
it's
you
not,
miss
it's
the
not.
point.
No, I'm not missing the point. It's you don't go and look. Okay, is this offensive in Australia? Is this offensive in Indonesia? Is this offensive here? Sometimes you don't do that.
You're missing the
Sometimes
point.
you don't do that.
You're missing the point.
You
The point is, yes, you're absolutely right. But for your U.S. office, they have a headquarters here. Somebody in that office, it has to go through that office too. So
Yeah.
it's so you can, if it's overseas, that's cool. But the person who's in charge of that over here is different. Like, say for instance,
It
it's a
probably
lady-
got explained to them though. Like, you know, it's
But you gotta
probably a
have somebody-
campaign for that over there. Did they try to sell the shirts over here?
Yes, that's where the
That's
cop
why.
flag.
Yeah.
And the thing
Oh.
about it is, just like, say for instance, a language barrier. You say fag in the United States, you won't host the Oscars. You say fag over in another country, it means a
nigga gonna
cigarette.
hand you a cigarette.
It means a cigarette.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Oh,
say
wow,
for
I
instance,
didn't know that.
Yes, even
Yeah.
in this country. When I first grew up in St. Louis, when someone said cop, the cop to us was the female.
Exactly. For real.
But then
Yeah.
when I got out here, I said, yeah, man, I'm gonna hit that cock. The dude was like, what the fuck you say? I was like, cock. He said, then you know that's the dude, right? I said, no, in St. Louis.
That must have came with me because when you call somebody a cockhound, that meant they were always trying to get some
pussy,
ass.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
True.
yeah, so I get that.
So
But
sometimes there's different things.
I'm not trying to defend H&M, you know
Absolutely,
what I'm
I know
saying?
you're
And
not.
we're not trying to get no sponsorship
No,
from them or
not
nothing.
at all.
But just
The lingo, I get it because I've seen, you know, the
this
communication
Gucci
that
shit
way.
though, this shit with
Yeah.
blackface and big lips and all that shit.
And Prada
fuck
did the
y'all.
same thing.
But that
Absolutely.
particular-
fuck y'all with that shit.
That particular
That's
situation,
bullshit.
they should have knew because that particular face is worldwide
Jigaboo.
known.
Yes, yes.
Jigaboo.
the
That's
jigaboo.
not
And-
just
and they come from-
United States. That's
Yeah.
literally
worldwide.
worldwide known.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Agreed.
when they call people coons and
It's like wearing
They
a
still
black
call people
face.
cool.
And that's
Jigaboos.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly
Jigaboos and all
because
that
of
shit.
that particular picture.
Exactly.
Right.
What's the
One
name of that
that's
guy?
one of the particular pictures.
The politician guy, I guess he was
The
trying to dress
governor.
up like the governor,
Well,
trying to dress
yeah,
up like Curtis Blow.
But no, not him.
Was it Kurt-
no,
who was-
I just
who
left.
was-
I just left Virginia, and what's going on in Virginia? The governor, somebody outed him because in his medical school yearbook, it was a picture of him on his page, a picture of him and another guy, one out in the Klan's outfit, the other
And
one
he
had
had
on
blackface, yeah.
And at first he came out and said he apologized for doing that. He didn't mean any racial thing about it. Then 2 days later he came out and said, "Oh, it wasn't me." He turned into Shaggy. It wasn't me.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, he came out
And he
said-
still haven't resigned,
And then he
huh?
said no. And then he said, "Oh well, I did one time put on blackface to play Michael Jackson."
Oh,
so
I
he made up a
I
story.
put some stuff under my eyes.
Right
and-
now,
yeah.
there's the governor, the lieutenant governor, who's black, would be
Is
the next
waiting in
would be the
line.
next in line.
Yeah.
But now there's allegations about him raping 2 women.
Oh, damn.
So now people are speculating. Okay,
Wow.
is the governor trying to throw him under the bus
That's
so he
too
won't get a job?
convenient.
And then the third in line would be the attorney general. He came out himself and said, "Okay, look, I put on blackface too. I was trying to play Curtis Blow." And I put
Oh,
on blackface,
damn.
so that's where the Curtis Blow
Blow
thing
thing came
That's the
from.
attorney general. So you got the governor who's a racist. You got
They need to
you got,
clean
you
that
got the
whole
lieutenant
shit
governor
out.
who's a rapist.
Wait,
and you got
allegedly
the
a
and you got the
rapist.
attorney allegedly, and you got the attorney general who's a rapper.
And
So-
these are the people you have in
A
your
blackface
office.
racist rapper.
Yeah, and it's Democrats.
Curtis
Whether
Blow
it's
didn't find
Republicans
that
or
funny
Democrats,
at
it
all.
doesn't matter. Huh? Yeah, exactly.
He didn't find it funny at all.
Not at all.
He
Well-
felt it was very disrespectful.
But he did say these are the breaks.
And then
I cannot with
yeah,
you.
with all this shit rearing his head right now, man, before we go to break, I'm going to just let everybody know, everybody that's out there listening in America and all around the world, you got to be prepared to protect yourself.
Yep.
It's a strong air of racial tension and
Arrogance. Yep.
yeah, and bigotry and all this going on right now, and people are getting real courageous because
Yep.
as a people, we black people, we
Not
don't
just
really
black-
no, as a people, let me say,
Okay, go ahead, go
we
ahead.
we're not really an offensive people.
Right.
We don't take offense to people like, you know, okay, let's attack these motherfuckers and let's go at these motherfuckers. Oh, this happened and that happened. You know, we sit up, you know, that's why we have rallies and protests and all this petitions and all this stuff. But I'm gonna let you know, if it's somebody in your area that's oppressing you and you know who it is and your life is in danger or any of your people's life is in danger, I don't care what color you are, you have the right and the obligation to defend yourself and protect your family. So don't be out here sleep like no motherfucking sheep. This Third Degree Radio, and hold on, what you want to say, guys?
I want to say these 5 words. Dear Crackers, y'all started it.
Third Degree Radio, we be right back.